Hi, my name is Mary Shea. I'm an attorney from Maryland, Maryland, the 6th District of Pocatello, and I am pleased to introduce Jessalyn Hopkin as the recipient of the Idaho State Bar Outstanding Young Attorney Award. Where are you from?
So I'm originally from Pocatello. I went to my undergrad at University of Idaho up in Moscow, and then came back to Pocatello for a few years. And then I went to law school in Moscow, 1 year in Moscow, 1 year in Moscow, and then 2 years in Boise at the U of I down there.
And we practiced together in juvenile court. What do you like most about your practice now?
So currently I'm working for the public defender's office, and I do the juvenile and child protection caseload. The thing I like most about my caseload is working with the kids. I like having juveniles and youth as clients. I think that it's a different kind of practice because they really do have the ability to change. You can really help them moving forward. And so that's been kind of, I've worked with youth for a really long time. And so I feel like I'm lucky to have found kind of what I love right away. It only took me about a year to discover that this is what I want to do, work with juveniles. Kids are funny, kids are resilient, and I love seeing that. I love seeing kids do well, and helping them become, the best adults they can become. Also, one of the other things that I absolutely love, some of my favorite stories are when I go see kids in detention, in our detention, or see them at court, or see them out in the community, and just their smiles. Like every time it gets me.
What have you learned most since practicing law, especially in juvenile court?
Oh, I've learned I've learned a lot about my community. I think Pocatello, directly Bannock County. Of course, I've learned a lot about the law. I think that in Bannock County especially, we have a really good team of people, and it's not a perfect place to live, but I know that we work every day to make it better for the kids that need help, and the families that need help too. So I think, I had a case recently that really my privilege and where I sit, I grew up a pretty normal childhood. I was pretty lucky, and just seeing these kids, I'm learning a lot about the difficulties of growing up differently from the way that I grew up. And so just learning that and understanding that, the best thing we can do is just go out and help in all sorts of ways. But that would be the biggest thing I've learned, is just how lucky I am and how much a community can really help to change the trajectory for kids within their own community, which I think helps the community in the long run anyway. So that would be the biggest thing I've learned in the past few years.
That's a big lesson for a young attorney, I would say. And do you have any role models? And there is absolutely no pressure at all. Mention me.
Well, you already know that you have been one of my biggest mentors since I remember the first time we went and got drinks was after, a pretty brutal moment in my life. And you kind of led me in some good direction. And then when I got this job and actually working with you in court and seeing you in court, I'm like, that's how I want to be. Someone that works hard, knows the law, and really fights for their client. And so it's been really good for me to have that, I think, in my life. I think that's one of the things that young attorneys need, is just a mentor that can help them understand the court process, understand, the law, but then also help push them in the right direction. And so I appreciate that a lot. I think when I had talked with Lindsay from the bar, another one was just Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Her work has been life-changing for a lot of people.
Well, Jessalyn, congratulations for this award. You are more than deserving. I think folks don't know as much as the ones who work with you know how hard you work and how compassionate you are for the families you work with, and the good legal work that you do for them, defending them, juveniles, as well as families in Child Protective Act cases, some of the hardest, saddest cases that we see. And you do it with conviction, you do it with passion, you do it with intelligence, you ask all the right questions, and you've got a bright future.
Thank you.